This was really unexpected. Recently, the Shiba Inu community was astonished by a large whale. Shiba Inu are moving in the trillions. This only confirmed what Shiba Inu will do next. People find it unbelievable. Will this be the last straw for Shiba Inu, or is there another message here? Alright, let me clarify. Welcome to Dr. Crypto, your daily serving of Shiba. This is the spot for you if you're curious about anything related to Shiba. If you want to keep informed about all the latest news forecasts and stay ahead of the crypto industry, subscribe. To get more SHIB news, be sure to click the like button. Please note that by the time you see this video, some rates may have changed. Financial advice is not included in this video. In terms of pricing, Shiba Inu hasn't exactly been dominating recently. What is happening then? The larger crypto meltdown is in fact largely to blame. It has been unsteady everywhere. Shiba Inu's circumstances vary from those of the rest of cryptocurrency. This is already very interesting, I know that. But believe me, things get much more bizarre. Yeah, sure, is probably what's on your mind. Shiba Inu still number in the trillions. So what? Even the whales are not moving. It's true too. A whale made a huge move lately that came out of nowhere. Additionally, this may influence Shiba Inu's future course of action. Be sure to stay tuned as I go over all of it later in the video. Let's change our focus and discuss something very fascinating first, for despite all the recent volatility, more than 31 trillion Shiba Inu coins have proven profitable. Yes, you did indeed hear correctly. In spite of the market's extraordinary fluctuations, that is not a negligible amount. It represents an enormous portion of the whole supply. Recent research from Into the Block indicates that this accounts for over half of all Shiba Inu out there. That's a huge thing. It indicates that the market is crowded with holders. That's a huge thing. That indicates a vast number of holders are not down, but up. Not just initial adopters are affected. This market is unstable, but a variety of wallets are enjoying profits. How does that inform us? It demonstrates that the Shiba Inu ecosystem is doing greater than most people may believe. To start, the fact that so many tokens are profitable suggests that despite all the chaos and turmoil in the cryptocurrency space, the community is still vibrant, growing, and robust. This is when things become extremely bullish. People often do not sell in a hurry when there are more wallets in the green. They wait, they believe, they hold. At the moment, Shiba Inu are experiencing just that. Long-term holders aren't panicking despite the price pressure, even if we have seen those red candles. They're really going all out. Long-time believers' holdings of Shiba Inu have reached a new high. Hundreds of billions of tokens are being kept in reserve by those who are not here for a fast flip. The larger picture is why they are here. The overall amount owned by long-term investors has lately risen to an all-time high, claims Into the Block. Of all the Shiba Inu that are now in use, a sizable portion are now with the ones who have persevered through thick and thin. That says a lot. The bulk of Shiba Inu's production is currently in the hands of long-term holders, and that's a lot of strength. But quantity isn't the only consideration. Additionally, their numbers are increasing. There are now over 1 million addresses, with long-term addresses setting a new record. Most of the wallets that contain Shiba Inu today belong to folks who have survived the ups and downs and are still here. This collective optimism is shown by the consistent rise in both token balances and active holders. And this is the main lesson learnt. In contrast to the short-term holders who may be frightened and selling out, the long-term crew stands firm. For what reason? Due to their belief that the price would rise again. They anticipate recuperation. The following run-up is what they are waiting for. And stability is produced by that sort of thinking. It gives the market more confidence. And the price often rises as confidence does. It may seem like things are difficult at the moment, but what about behind the scenes? An increasing number of diamond-handed people are stacking, holding, and believing in Shiba Inu. When they see danger, they take action. And when someone begins to take such a risky step, others begin to observe. There are repercussions. They're more than simply deals. They're signals. What is it related to Shiba Inu then? Actually, quite a lot. Shiba Inu and other cryptocurrencies often follow Bitcoin's major movements, particularly when it begins to rise. The fact that whales are currently placing enormous wagers indicates that the smart money anticipates a significant wave in the near future, much like a rising tide. Shiba Inu may ride right along with that wave if it makes an appearance. Compare it to what we just discussed. The project's general belief, the rising number of pockets in profit, and the absurd quantity of Shiba Inu kept by long-term investors. It also gives a somewhat optimistic image. If market momentum begins to build, Shiba Inu will be in a strong position. Strong holdings, no panic selling, and a great deal of interest awaiting action. A couple more whale movements like this one might be the spark that ignites a rally, which wouldn't need much. Therefore, the smart money may already be starting to take shape, while other individuals are still sleeping on Shiba Inu. Do these whales move? When you think about them, they really make plenty of sense, because Shiba Inu is setting itself up for something very significant. A lot of activity is set to happen in the neighborhood, and we're talking about thrilling times ahead. Shiba Inu is now preparing for a significant dual upgrade on its own network, Shibarium. And here's the problem. Shiba Inu has a serious Layer 3 blockchain. The state-of-the-art technique it uses is called fully homomorphic encryption, or FHE for short. Doesn't it sound elegant? It does, however, indicate that Shiba Inu is taking user security and privacy in the cryptocurrency field very seriously. In terms of sensitive data and digital identity, it is revolutionary. With more individuals gravitating towards decentralized platforms, Shiba Inu may be in a whole new league as a result. It gets much more juicy here, however. The graphs have been giving out a signal because of the hoopla. Crypto experts have been highlighting something quite intriguing. It may be the end of Shiba Inu's decline. You're correct. There may be a significant reversal imminent since hidden positive divergence is beginning to appear. Simply put, what does it mean? In fact, the momentum is growing underneath the price, despite the fact that it has been declining. It is comparable to a gradual build-up preceding a major thrust, and according to many analysts, this may push Shiba Inu back up. The next significant level may be approaching, according to one expert, who even suggests it may hit a certain price point. Let us now connect this to the whales. Since so much is being accumulated, these major actors are not just interested in short-term strategies. They are making a long-term growth wager. Furthermore, it's evident from these developments on Shiba Inu's tech side that factors other than market sentiment are at work. The groundwork for something far larger is being built. Will these changes and whale maneuvers enable Shiba Inu to reach new heights? Perhaps even ignite the fantasy of catching the aroma of that special someone. It's just conjecture at the moment, so who knows? But the excitement is true because everything is falling into place like this. Whether or if it succeeds, it's difficult to ignore the rising hype around Shiba Inu. And it's evident that Shiba Inu are positioned for success when considering the long term. And if you need more evidence, simply read what Lucy, Shiba Inu's chief marketing, just said on Twitter. Markets dip, but we build. Nothing shifts. The reversal will come for the strong, she stated. And she was spot on. That's the attitude that propels Shiba Inu onwards. Although there has been some upheaval and the pricing may be somewhat cheaper at the moment, the project is still ongoing. On the contrary, the Shiba Inu community and its crew are moving forward and making significant strides, particularly with major improvements like Shibarium in the works. Investors who understand the wider picture, particularly those with a long-term perspective, are sticking firm. Recent price declines are only a normal part of the marketplace cycle. The strong investors are remaining in the market, while others may be recovering from the decline. Despite the current price decline, the groundwork for future expansion is being laid. Those who remained will be the ones benefiting when that reversal occurs. Therefore, even if short-term volatility is unavoidable, Shiba Inu's long-term prospects are still quite bright. The future may seem quite bright with a well-thought-out strategy in place and the support of initiatives like Shibarium and the expanding community. But how do you feel about this? Post a comment below. The day is over now. Remember to give it a big thumbs up. To see our most recent material, share it, and subscribe to the channel.